Okay, yes, sir. Monday Night Raw is officially
Here
on
we go.
deck. You know,
Yo.
another
Yes, sir.
entertaining weekend in hip hop.
Where's my
Forgive our lateness. I
notification?
think this is the latest we've gone on in quite a bit. We
Oh
usually try to
wow.
get on by
Wait a
around
minute.
6:30 around that vicinity, but life's at times. But anyway,
Yes.
Bigfoot landed. There was a Bigfoot sighting.
Oh my God.
We're still trying to
Was
figure
there?
out. Yeah, it was. We're still
Yeah.
trying to figure out.
Was the foot that big? Was it really a sighting? I don't know.
Well, it was a sighting. It was a Bigfoot. You know, we still trying to figure out who can go. You know what I mean? I don't know. Benzino and Eminem have become Peter Griffin and the chicken. You know, and Kanye West is doing Kanye things. Well, fellas, what's good
Yeah.
with y'all? Y'all tap in while I let the people know that we are on deck.
Yes.
Happy. Salute.
How y'all feeling out
Salute.
there?
What's the vibe, fellas?
What's the word?
What's
Yeah,
going on?
You know how we do. Let us know what y'all got into in the weekend. How y'all feeling? You know what
First
I
in the
mean?
building, we got
Any
Busy B.
vibes,
We
any
got
music?
my
I mean,
boy
there was a lot of new
Leroy.
music this weekend.
Yeah, it was. It really
So-
was.
What y'all feeling out there
It was
besides this
almost,
Benny album?
I
just
am
like
God
you
in the
said,
chat.
Chaz. I am God.
Feeling
What
that
up,
I
my
am
boy?
feeling that I am God album.
Yeah,
That
I am
bloodstained
God.
suede
What's
too
going
got some
on?
run.
Part
That's a
two.
fact.
Definitely talking about that later on in the episode. We
Yes,
got
sir.
some
That's a fact.
takes.
Absolutely.
That's a fact. There was a lot of diss tracks to listen to this weekend too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I was
Oh,
in my diss
man.
track mode, listening
Make
to the
diss tracks great
classics.
again.
You know what I mean?
Make diss tracks
Come
great
on,
again.
man.
Great
Me and
again.
Sin.
Sin is disappointed.
You don't think they
Me
were
and
great?
Sin.
Listen. We'll get into it.
Sin
We
Sin
Yeah,
we
we'll
was
gonna
get
not
get
into
into
it.
it.
happy.
We're gonna get into it because we gotta have separate, opinions of each. We
Yeah. So
But just in
that's
general,
gonna.
I was listening to the old diss tracks. And, me and Sin had to eat the hit 'em up debate not too long ago. Semi
Yeah,
debate.
Uh-oh.
I don't think neither of those. I don't think we had any ethers or hit 'em ups this weekend. That's a
Nah,
fact.
we didn't.
Not
Nah.
even
That's a
close, bro. Like
Nah, we
that
fact.
goes
didn't.
without saying. Man.
Not
Come
at all.
on, man. Not at all, bro.
No real motherfucking
Ether?
G's. Nah.
Nah,
What?
not ether level.
That's crazy.
Maybe
we could
that
talk
Meek. What's
about
the name of that
ones
Meek
we
Mill
felt
Undertaker joint? What's the name of that?
were.
Oh shit.
Maybe that tier, whatever that tier is.
Nah.
Real quick, just a
Damn.
quick shout out. I am God is in the building. You know what I mean? In the comments, salute to him. Bloodstained Suede 2
Homie, yeah.
out now.
Talk about it.
But just you know what I mean? I was vibing out to some other music that had dropped. Master Ace and Marco Polo. I just want to make sure to give them a shout. You know what I mean? Because they've been dropping quality music for years and years. You know what I mean? So got to recognize and give them flowers.
Salute.
Shane Noir.
Copy. That was the vibe.
Shay.
I'm seeing a lot of people talking about that new Shay.
Shay, that Shay is fire, bro.
I ain't get to tap in yet.
Good music, man.
But Shay
Yeah, I
always
ain't
got
tap
heat
in.
though.
I ain't tapping. I'm gonna fuck with that though.
Yeah. And then of course, you got your Ice Spices and your Megan Thee Stallions. It was a packed weekend, man.
Hey,
It was a
man.
packed weekend.
Nobody cares about
First
Fart.
quarter.
Okay, let's be clear.
Yeah.
Fart, let me not say nobody cares. Fart is not for the
Right.
grown men. Okay, that's for the little children. You
Right.
know?
That's too chatty for you, Job. Like,
That's not even in my zip code, bro. Like I need a passport to get into that type of conversation.
alright. So
I thought that
the
was your
Lotto
girl,
Ice
man.
Spice beef. That's
definitely one of her weaker tracks though. Definitely one of her weaker tracks.
I'm Team Ice Spice. Don't get me wrong, but that song is not for me. You know what I mean? I'll be in the
for
deli.
the Ice Spice diss songs.
I'll
That's not
be
his
in a
vibe.
deli, and if you're gonna drop a diss song and call it fart, then you're dissing Lotto. I'm cool. I'll pass. You know, I think I have the right to pass on that.
Yeah.
Man.
Skipsies.
You know what I mean? I think there was
Yeah,
a
man.
whole a Hova sighting. Is he ain't? I don't know.
Listen, man. That caused a
ain't
lot of controversy yesterday.
Is you is or is you
dropping
not?
the album.
On a personal level, it caused a lot of controversy in one of them damn group chats we in.
Listen, man, I peeped it. It
What
was a lot
negativity?
of controversy in that one.
He was like, "What do I know?" I'm not saying you didn't know, sir. I'm just saying, I know how Jay-Z operates. That wasn't a mistake.
Listen, man. Listen, that's the way I felt too. Any thoughts, fellas, about any quick thoughts about that?
Hey, listen, something
Believe when it
similar happened
happens,
around
bro.
444. Some
Okay.
similar happened around Magna Carta.
Right.
I think there was one other one where something had leaked, and then they was like, no, we're not working on nothing. That's fake news, false alarm. And then the album died.
The
So
album came
this
out.
is this is just par for the course, man.
It's
We know
another
the tricks.
episode.
We've seen all the tricks in all the years that we've existed and followed rap and hip hop. We've seen all the tricks, bro. We know what y'all up to out there.
It's another episode of the Jigger Man.
But is there some excitement though?
Of course.
There's always going to be excitement.
Some trepidation?
Man.
What we dealing with here?
I'm excited, but I'm at this point when it comes to him, I'm just more curious because there was a time when if Jay was dropping, you knew exactly what you were gonna get. I have no idea what a new album from Hov would sound like, and I'm completely befuddled. I know Leroy Green is gonna be like, "Yo, don't worry about it," but it's like I'm concerned. Like my man is out here doing spoken word on beat. Like I don't know what to expect from this guy. You know what I mean? I'm terrified. But if he shows up with the Dark Caesar, there's hope. But if the dreadlocks remain, it's gonna be more weird music.
I'm calling it.
That should be the name of the album. The dreadlocks remain, bro.
No, I'm calling it right now. If he drops an album this year, he's cutting the dreads off.
Okay.
The name of the album is The Book of Hov. That's the easiest alley-oop ever. That's gonna be the name of the album.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I figured from the time he said it on God Did, I figured that was what it was going to be called anyway. It just makes sense. It's good branding. You should buy it. It's good business. Jimmy H talking about that Benny the Butcher. I mean, we didn't exchange pleasantries enough, right? Yeah, they want to hear some rap talk. We know the airwaves are about to be crowded in a second anyway. So let's get into it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't go, but before you can go, listen. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all do these things. If y'all don't do these things, we can't run it up how we supposed to run it up. Hit that like button. I know y'all love talking to us. Y'all love talking to us, agreeing with us, disagreeing with us, telling us off in the comment section. But just it's like swiping the Metro card. Just hit the like before you do all of that, huh? You know what I'm saying? Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Follow us on social media.
Off the top rope, Max.
You know what I mean? Well, let's get it. Oh, we got a super?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Salute.
Early.
What's going on, Matt? Yo,
Maxie.
you dropped the second disc tonight because the voices was not it. Stop tweeting the bars. That's why your disc ain't hit. Damn, we starting early tonight. But anyway, shout out Mad Max. But everybody can't go. This was an album that everybody anticipated. For better or worse, we understood that this was going to be a very important album in the history, in the story of Benny the Butcher. This to me, this album was going to be the fork in the road. Like everything he did prior to that, I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter, but that was the groundwork to where now he's going to be a household name. This is what's going to be the new beginning for the new Benny fans. Essentially, this is going to be the debut for the people who don't know anything about this guy. You know what I mean? The album drops. There's been a lot of different opinions. Some people like it, some people love it, some people just think it's okay. But the reality of it is that a lot of the quote day one Benny fans are struggling with the fact that this album was not necessarily made for them. It was made to take Benny to another stratosphere. Hence, everybody can't go. And I'm watching in real time. People are struggling with the fact that they might not be able to go. So Sincere Rap Snob, you've had a weekend to digest this album. Are you going or are you not going? Can you go?
Listen,
let me know.
Can I go? I want to go. I would like to go. So I might have to sort of change my mind frame a little bit around this album, because when we first talked about the album, naturally, like when we react to a new album, especially a new highly anticipated album, hyped up album, we're gonna speak on the music and how we feel about the music and how the music hits us personally. It's just our opinion, people, right? But on the flip side of that, if this is and Jarv, you had to you have to force me to do the knowledge in terms of how the industry works today and what labels are there for. Because again, like I said in one of our last broadcasts at lunch hour or something, for the Benny reaction, I'm in my head. I'm thinking, yo, Def Jam, Benny the Butcher, the level of music is gonna take a notch up. The level of quality, the level of mixing, the level of everything, the size of everything is gonna take a step up, right? And now we getting two-minute songs, a minute and a half songs. You know what I mean? We're like, what's going on? But what this album is trying to do is exactly what Jard was saying in the last reaction. You know what I mean? This is an album not so much about making the best Benny album possible because he's made classics already. This is an album about creating music that's going to be more accessible and more palatable to get additional placements in pop culture, in media. You know what I mean? Maybe at a basketball game, maybe while shopping at Target. Who knows? Now, I'm not gonna be, I wouldn't be the rap snob if I didn't stick to my guns and say this is not my favorite Benny album. This is probably not even top 3 Benny album for me. You know what I mean? Somebody out there on Twitter was talking about how this is easily top 3 Benny album. I disagree vehemently. But if it's about creating a body of work that is more accessible to a different market, a wider market, I think he very well succeeded with the music on this album. So if that's what it is, if that's what everybody can't go means, if that's where he's going and everybody can't go on that route, hey, listen, I want higher platforms. You know what I mean? Let me go. I want to be able to go. So I'm gonna see it from that frame of mind. I'm gonna understand it from that frame of mind because I would like to go at some point too. You know what I mean? Can't hear you, Job.
Muted.
Dean, no.
I was saying at this point, you're saying you're not sure if you're going.
I don't know if I'm gonna go.
He's
I
on
would
the
like
fence.
to go, but
Okay.
I'm a backpacker at heart, like we've talked about recently. You know what I mean? And for me, this album is not my cup of tea.
I'm about to do a poll. Pause. You know what I mean? The Rap Round Table don't really do the polls, but I think today is the first time we break out a poll for our live show, and I think we need to know: are you going? Or are you not going? How y'all feel? Should I put the poll up?
Why not? Why not?
Do that.
Yeah, let me know.
I'm
Chad.
interested.
On this fabulous Monday night.
Chad, y'all want to vote on the poll? You know what I mean? Let me know. But anyway, we got a super chat. So say you made some strong points. Well, we got a super chat from 36 Chambers. He says, this Benny project is better than Tana Talk 4 and is on the higher end of his catalog, to be honest. Some hated Griselda fans want to gatekeep a limited range of sound and not let new artists grow and change. Good album. He's spitting. I don't, because you know what? Because there is a unique dichotomy here with this album about going and not going and sonical growth or lack thereof. Cousins, I see you in the chat. Cousins is basically saying that the album is not it. And I was trying to explain to bro that this album was a business decision. And again, I don't think the album is whack at all. I think it's a good album. It's not a classic, and it's partially Benny's fault. He said what he said. He raised the expectations of everybody who was going to tap into this album with that DMX line. For better or worse, Benny, you can't erase it, my boy. You said that. You got to stand on it. You out here calling niggas nerds, and even if some of them are nerds and they deserve the slander that they got because they got out of bounds with you and your name, you can't lash out at your fans after you gave them a lot of hope. But Mesito, are you going or not?
Listen, I'm going, man. I'm going. I think it's been very interesting to talk behind this album. Like it's a very divisive album. It seems like, right? A lot of the day one Benny fans, they got what they got to say about it a lot. I'm seeing him get a lot more coverage from mainstream news articles. He's been retweeting a couple of them. I've seen him have bigger looks. It's like the shine is different. You know what I mean? You say what you want about whether you think he should go to Def Jam or not, but it's definitely put him in another stratosphere as far as his notoriety. Now, I think what we have to realize about the Benny album is that, like, we have to judge it. You're judging him against himself, right? And when you have an artist like Benny who's had so much work out, has been part of a legendary run in Griselda in itself, brought the underground back, really. You know what I mean? It's going to be hard to let go of, that sentimental shit you feel towards the album, the specific sound. You know what I mean? Benny is not gonna be able to make a sound of the Tanner Talk threes, the stabbed in shots, that era of Benny. This is to be judged against other mainstream rap releases. You know what I mean? Other big budget, big name albums. Do you feel like it's better than the 21 album? You know what I mean? That's the type of conversations that you're supposed to be having with this album. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I think Benny succeeded. You know what I mean? I think he was able to balance between making something he wanted new fans to have on, to be accessible to, the just sonically shit that fits more with the modern sound more. He didn't go too crazy with it. I say those are more the Hit Boy songs. He still had Out going crazy on there. That's another way people are divisive. You got the Hit Boy fans, and then you got the Out fans. That's another interesting aspect to it too. I feel like a lot of people, because of those two sounds, like it's not like the Pharrell album. I mean, the Pusha T album, where people felt like one side did way better than the other. So it's just, at the end of the day, I think Benny did what he wanted to do. You know what I mean? It's a quality album, like 36 Chambers said. I do think it's on the higher end of his catalog. It might not be a classic, might not be his best, but if you split his albums evenly, it's going to be on the positive side. You know what I mean? And for me personally, it's like when 50 came out with Get Rich, or when Jeezy came out with Thug Motivation 101. A lot of the mixtape fans felt, oh, this ain't what I am used to from this guy. But it's a whole new sound for a whole new audience. I feel like Benny is trying to do that. You know what I mean? And I feel like he succeeded. I'm going. Y'all can stay, on Thursday of last week. Since Friday, I'm going, bro. I'm sorry.
And you know what? I just want Sid, I ain't gonna cut you off. I'm just saying, Jimmy H is in here telling us what E said, and E said, "Yo, we love Ease. Be clear, Ease is the homie.
Ease. We know what he said.
I always say Ease is the best of us, but please, like, Ease had his time. If you want to keep talking about what E said, go back to Ease's channel, Jimmy H, in your new burner. We know who you are, Jimmy. We know exactly who you are. Your tendencies and habits don't change. Ease, we love you. Jimmy, we're talking about something else right now. Either you're going or you're not going. So, Sid, go ahead and cook, good brother.
Mace brought up some heavy comparisons there. Get Rich or Die Trying, Thug Motivation 101.
No. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's there quality.
All right.
I don't think it's there quality wise. You know what I mean? Let me not go that far. But I just mean in the difference that a 50 Cent on We All Love Heat, right? Or for Get Rich or Die Trying. That's not what Wankster sounded like. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's the only thing. Mm-hmm. And you had the fan base has to be willing to accept both. And it seems like Benny, because of what he's done on one side of the game, you know what I mean? People aren't willing to like really accept that he wanted to go in a different direction. Like, I don't think the quality was bad. I don't see what people are listening and saying, yo, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? I think it was better than 10 and Talk 4. I think it's the best work he's done since, Burden of Proof. But, what do I know? I'm not the Griselda guy. Who knows?
Nah, I definitely agree, Deanie. Before we get to you, and if you're going, because this is a very important question today, apparently. You know what I mean? Leroy, home team with a super chat says, salute to the round table, but to Sin and everybody else, it's okay if you're not going. It's no right or wrong, but it's a major release going at the casuals. As for me, I'm going LOL. Shout out Master Ace. Jermaine L. Johnson with a super chat says, it has to be tough to balance artistic decisions when you're stuck between knowing what Hot 97 will love this project, but the rap roundtables will hate it. But there's no perfect solution. Like, yo, listen, the rap roundtable don't hate this project. Don't do that. Don't put that in our name, Jermaine. Don't do that. We don't hate that. We don't hate this project at all. But Deanie the Balance. You got your outfit on, you're thinking about how you're traveling or if you're traveling. Right now, the score is 1-1. Is Deanie the Balance going or not?
Macito, I'm already packed, bro. You know what I'm saying? We out of here, Mace.
Okay.
We out of here. I think it's gotta stop, man. For real. Like, definitely in the better half of his projects. Come on, y'all. We gotta stop this shit. I know y'all niggas want to have the fucking, like we talk about, man, the beanie, the Scully with the brim, the chew sticks, the whole spot smelling like Black and Mouse. Benny does not want that, bro. And to be honest, I don't either. Some of y'all niggas, I don't want to be in the room with y'all niggas neither, bro. Y'all niggas be doing too fucking much. Like, at the end of the day,
You saying they be scaring him?
they're scaring the whole scene away, bro. Like, Benny's not a young nigga, first of all. Let me give him that. You know what I'm saying? He don't have the time and the room for error that a younger nigga would have to kind of keep botching shit up. Your man put out a project. The shit is good. Sonically is good. You got the best of both worlds. You got some joints that can shake the room, and the lyrics, the versatility, the versatility, the dexterity on the bars, nothing failed, nothing wavered. You didn't get nothing less, bro. You got the same good bars, the same good flows, the same good stories, the same drug repertoire you always get from Benny Mo. Just the beats are just a little more grandiose. Y'all niggas gotta stop, bro. I'm tired of being in events with some of you niggas. Like, y'all don't even smoke good weed. Like, it's just bad all around, bro. I can't do it no more. I can't. Like, I'm sure Benny want to look in the crowd. He want to see some tetas. I'm sure he ain't gonna do that spitting shot and stab, my nigga. Like, let's be real.
So
we're not gonna see that.
So what you're saying is you're going because you want Benny to invite more ladies to his events?
I'm going because sonically, this is the best Benny I've heard. As far as like the total package of the music, bro. Like this is you could ride in the car to this.
Better than Burden of Proof?
I didn't say better than Burden of Proof. You know what I'm saying?
You
but
said sonically it's the best that all around project from Benny.
He don't have a Brown on Burden of Proof though. He don't. Braun might be his biggest song today, bro. As far as the biggest song,
Sly Green blows Braun completely out of the water, bro.
To us. I'm talking about, but to the masses, when you trying to extend the branch out to get more listeners, that's not gonna do that for them, bro. You know that.
But that's where the conversation. That's where the conversation gets real murky. Because even like a super chat from I think 36 Chambers, there is some gatekeeping going along, and there is I think a line crossing of conversation, because when I was talking to Cousins 08 earlier today, he was specifically talking about the quality of the album, and I think song for song, I prefer this better than Tenor Talk 4.
Yes,
but I think Plugs 2 is better. I think Burden of Proof is better as far as the recent Benny projects. You know what I mean? But Braun, like I already see it. Like I'm gonna be at the movies watching a trailer, and I'm gonna hear Big Dog, like the instrumental for Big Dog coming in the movie trailer. The NBA playoffs is coming around. Lakers is the #1 brand in the world. You telling me they're not when ESPN's going to commercial, they're not gonna play Braun?
When he hit the 40 racks, racks and points, that's not gonna get played.
So
come on, my nigga.
Whereas Benny has made better albums. I think this is the best decision he's made business-wise as a musician. And on that accord, I'm leaving Sin. Can wait. The three of us, we go, because in my opinion, maybe I'm projecting, and I could be wrong, but I think that he laying the foundation for new artists before he ropes them in with the next Def Jam album, where he'll be even more musically inclined. And of course, his lessons he probably took away from this project. Like, you know what? We could have did this differently. We could have did that differently. We was in the Twitter spaces on Saturday, and I think both Hit Boy and Benny was talking about songs that didn't make the cut because of sample clearance issues. So in a way, we didn't actually get the final version of Everybody Can't Go because some of those songs couldn't go. So with that being said, I think that Benny took a calculated risk. And did it hurt artistically? Yes. Is it whack? Like, people are here and they so bent out of shape as if he dropped some bullshit. Like, the album is still good. It's just not 5 out of 5. It's not a 4. To me, it's a strong 3.5 out of 5. As of through the weekend, it's a 3.5 album with some songs that I'm gonna replay throughout the year. I'm not mad at that. Go ahead, sir.
No, and there's people in the chat, there's people on Twitter that are outright calling it whack.
They're wild.
Yeah, and y'all bugging the fuck out. Y'all really bugging. Like,
wow.
Again, to reiterate what I've said. It's not my favorite Benny project. It's not a classic. It's not 5 mics. It's not 4.5. It's not Cuban Links. It's not Get Rich or Die Trying. But it's a solid project. It's a solid project. It's got some dope ass songs. And you know what I mean? And as a business decision, as Job said, that might have, that probably played a big role in terms of the decision that he made with the direction of this album. So, you know what I mean? It's as I said, it's safe. It's a safe middle road for keeping one foot in and one foot out. Not in the
There you
streets.
go.
Not
There
in
you
the
go,
streets,
Sin.
Talk about it, Sin.
There you go.
but in the musical lanes. You know what I mean?
There you go.
One foot in the Alchemist lane, one foot in the, you know what I mean, mainstream. Let me get
Look at
some NBA placements
Telling
lane.
you.
You know what I
look at
mean?
Sin
Sincere
was
the
hard.
podcaster with the
movies, bro. I
wordplay.
can hit one foot in a lot of movies. That could be a good score track, bro.
You capping. One foot in could go. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect, Benny. We love you, but one foot in. That wasn't
I love that
proper.
record.
That wasn't proper stove usage. You know what I'm saying? But we got a couple of comments because
That's
you know
good
what
money.
that comment about gatekeeping really got me to a point because like over the weekend retweeted on our Twitter page or X whatever because some people are calling it X now they're caving.
Yeesh. Well,
I won't. It was Mamba who commented this. It was like an early mailbag. He says he was talking about Mason and I talking about Metro and Benny coming together for a project.
mhm.
He says Benny and Metro wouldn't work. The reason people love Benny is because him and Griselda was one of the few doing vintage hip hop and not doing the stuff Metro and the rappers he works with does. Benny's fan base doesn't want to hear that. This is literal gatekeeping. Benny doesn't want to just do vintage hip hop. How are you telling this artist what to do? Like you think Big Dog was an accident?
And
Like
also,
you can't,
he's done it so much already.
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
It's
years.
like when Kanye dropped 808s and Heartbreaks, it was like, yo, I've done everything that I can in this lane already. Let me go do something else. Let me just try something different. There's nothing
Right.
wrong with trying something different, man. Y'all all be wanting the same shit over and over again. Y'all kill me with that shit, man.
It's not gonna always be that way. You know, the 36 Chambers with another super chat. He says also the fact that we are
This
the
is a
only ones
good point.
comparing the projects from Benny is a win in itself. Conway's and Westside last projects were weak. Benny's entering a new league for Griselda, and I'm here for it. And that's what we're missing. I can see, and it's twofold. I respond to this before I pass it to Mason. It may seem like he liked that comment as well. If you're not actually tapped into what a Metro Boomin does musically, if you just hear a single here or there, you don't know his quality of work. You can't say that you don't want him to work with Metro or the artists that Metro work with. Like, do you really pay attention? That's why I'm learning more and more that people like what they like, and then they assume what else is going on is what they think it is. They don't really know what's going on. Metro can make a hell of an album, and Benny. Are you kidding? Metro's one of the best producers in the world. You know what I'm saying? In fact, Metro does sample flips and all of that. All the shit you like, Metro does. He just does it with a southern twist. And he's not even from the South. He's from St. Louis. He's a Midwest dude. You know what I'm saying? So, and Midwest guys usually ears are more fine-tuned for East Coast niggas and Southern niggas on the lowest of keys.
Okay.
You're telling me Metro, where he's transitioning with his career right now, he's not even doing the hardcore trap shit anymore. He's expanded his sonical range. Him and Benny's a layup. If you claim to know music and don't think him and Benny the Butcher is a musical layup, you're bugging the fuck out. But Mace, what you have to say about the super chat?
36 Chambers, he made perfect sense because if you look at the last, Conway tried to extend his sound with his last album. Westside tried to extend his sound with his last album. This is what the first team of Griselda is trying to do. And to me, Benny did easily the best job at it. If you ask me, you know what I mean? I know, you got accused of calling Conway's album a classic last year. I don't know what's wrong with you guys, but we never really went back to the Conway project like that. You know what I mean? And Westside, you know what people were saying about the Westside album.
I did too. But he won't do it. I did fuck with he won't do it, bro.
I personally think
God don't make
won't he
mistakes.
do it? Won't he do it?
God don't make mistakes. Blue won't he do it out the water? In my opinion,
that's a fact.
And so,
but it has some joints though.
And that's the thing. The first team of Griselda is trying to extend the sound. If you want the classic Griselda sound, you still have Rome doing it at a high level. You still have, maybe Stove got to drop this summer. You know what I mean? But, listen, at this point, Griselda got different rosters for the different shit you need. You know what I mean? Like, do you still want Benny making the same shit? Like, listen, if Jay-Z would have made 10 Reasonable Doubts,
we would have loved it.
We would have loved it, but he wouldn't have had the career that he had. He had to be able to rhyme with Timbaland, having classics with Pharrell. You know what I mean? Being able to.
But that's why this fan base don't like him. Think about the people who like Hov and who don't like Hov. The same people who don't like Hov are complaining about this Benny album.
Right. You know what I mean? And listen, to me, that's boring, bro. I'm sorry. Like, and I mean sonically, because who knows how people gonna be rapping, but you know what I mean. That's why niggas still want Illmatic from Nas, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't think Nas wanted to rap with different niggas with different sounds, have different experiences?
I
He
mean,
didn't want that same shit. You know what I mean? Like, you got, like, the blueprint has been laid out. You know what I mean? Life after death. You know what I'm saying? At the time, niggas probably wanted 10 Ready to Dies, right? You gotta extend the sound, bro. Like, you can't. That's only gonna keep you a pocket of fans that really, is not. It's not really. I think what an artist wants. You know what I mean? We're creators. We don't know what artists go to, but we create. We don't want the same pockets of people listening to us 10 years from now. We want all the fan bases. You know what I'm saying? We want everybody. We want a melting pot, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you always want new listeners. You want new people to experience your music, and you can't do that by just doing one thing. You know what I mean? We don't do that.
And I would respect it more if like that fan base is basically like putting in the kind of money and resources to this person don't even feel like they got to make these switches up. You get what I'm saying? Like if Benny was funded on the way like a nigga who's in the game is funded from that fan base, he might feel like, I don't even have to change it up. Like everything's coming in from this one fan base. It ain't like that though. A lot of these niggas don't spend no bread. They don't pop out. They don't do the things that an avid listener would do, So it's like you demanded me to stay the exact same, but you're not even putting no bread in my pocket. Like, y'all niggas is crazy. It's crazy to me.
I got a text message from. Oh, go ahead, Sin. I don't mean to cut you off. When you done,
as the resident, it'll be quick. But as the resident, I guess backpack at the table. I guess I'm wearing the cape now. No, I feel like I got to speak for those artists who did make that decision for themselves. That this is all I'm going to be doing with my music in my career, right? You have like the Sean Prices, you have like the Dooms, you have the Most Depths. Like they're like this is my sound, this is my fan base, this is what I'm going to focus on, and I'm going to be content with that. I'm going to be happy with that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But clearly that's not Benny, and for y'all to want to put that mindset on Benny when that's not Benny's mindset, that's a you problem, not a him problem.
Fair play. And now, last thing on this topic before we move on to Bigfoot, the Black Stop. I hit him. I had to hit him to get his taste because to me, like, he's the other person who's really locked in with Griselda. He says, and this Sin, I want Sin to respond to this in particular. Okay. He says, I dig the album. However, I do feel Benny needs a puff in his circle, someone that knows how to make his good songs great. He has a shitload of cool album cuts and not one sure shot fire single. Doesn't have to be a Future Young Thug type of hit because that's not his bag, but a record that, Funk Flex or DJ Self will play nonstop and talk shit over. The Black Snob says that. What do you say, Sin?
I agree wholeheartedly, man. Yo, come back on the table, man. We had you on once. I need somebody by my side that's gonna see things my way because these motherfuckers be hanging up on me sometimes, man. They be jumping me crazy, bro. Like
Black Snob, what up?
Yo, I need a sidekick, man. Not to say you're a sidekick, but you know what I mean. Anyway, no, I agree wholeheartedly.
Cohort.
Like again, cohort. Thank you. I agree wholeheartedly. Like I see, again, look, I see the vision, and I am not mad at the vision. The execution of it, we talked about it. We talked about it critically. Right. You know what I mean? Hook game leaves a little, to be desired. There wasn't that like one big song. That's me personally. Like that's something I'm looking for. And there wasn't really like a song really for the ladies. You know what I mean?
Right.
And to me, it's like if you're trying to expand your fan base, you gotta appease the women. You have to. And I don't think he did that on this project.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe
that's what they tried to do on that last record, but it failed. That little Southern joint, maybe that's what they was trying to do, but that just was not it.
That's a criticism that I'm willing to actually let sit. That they want to go, but he didn't quite go far enough. Pause.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Like that, he didn't really, he still tried to stay super honest to his original fan.
Well, then that goes back to what Sin said first in the reaction. It was safe.
Right. At the end of the day. So he didn't, he didn't quite, he didn't go volume 2 with you on shit. You know what I mean? He didn't do that.
This was volume 1, if you ask me.
Right.
So
Yeah.
safe is what's garnering all this reaction. You know what I'm saying? So imagine if
And
he went left.
the other aspect of what Ron said, having somebody give him creative direction, like A&Ring or executive producing the project, like, somebody like a Steve Stout. You know what I mean? Like Steve Stout, like it was written doesn't happen without Steve Stout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you left all the decisions, and look again, y'all gonna be mad at me because I'm gonna be a little critical of Nas possibly, but if you would have left all the decision making on It Was Written to Nas, he would have either made another Illmatic, or if somebody would have told him, nah, you got to expand your sound, it would not have been executed to the level it was executed at without Steve Stout by his side, pointing him and driving the boat. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So like, if you have like that kind of figure beside you, like you get a better product overall. So you have something, you have a body of work that matches the vision that you have.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We got a few more super chats from this topic. Shout out to y'all. Y'all delivering. We appreciate you. Jermaine L. Johnson yet again. He says, if your favorite rappers didn't have the courage to explore new sounds production, we would have never gotten a Nas a hit run. Let them explore. He's spitting. That's the point here. He's spitting. And there was a Spicy on there. Don't feel like you didn't like when Spicy come on. Y'all don't shake your shoulders a little bit. The song is fire. You know what I mean?
Replace Me too. Don't sleep on Replace Me. That's
my
shit right there. That's in the playlist. You heard?
Reminisce.
And most artists, when they built a certain way, even if they experiment, they always bring it home. I experiment with Spicy about KD3. I gave you Thun. It's all part of the narrative. Anyway, Chris Doherty with a super chat says, guys, good album. My only criticism is the hook game not good to me, and Benny's voice to me is not great. It's not great for the kind of hooks he's trying to do. I'll agree to that. Humble Bragger with a super chat says, the issue is not the direction. The issue is the songs are weak, nigga. The hooks are weak. His verses are weak. There's only like 5 good songs in it. Well, goddamn, Humble Bragger, tell us how you really feel.
Right? Damn.
Last super chat, Patricio Stevens says, I 100% agree with Mace and what y'all are saying. As Mace said, you got to extend the sound. I respect and appreciate all rappers who try new sounds. All right, and now we go to the poll before I shut it down, because I'm going to put up a new poll in a second. We had 103 votes in about 104 now in 18 minutes. 57% of the people who voted are going. 43% are not going. That's interesting.
Wow.
That's interesting. So a lot of people are disappointed with this album. Like, you know what I mean? That's not us. It's not the Rap Roundtable saying we put up a poll, people voted, and it wasn't unanimous. It was borderline split decision there.
Sheesh.
Tough crowd. You guys are tough to impress.
Different. And that's playing it safe.
Let's get on to the next topic here. Over the weekend, Megan's Law, Hiss, Megan Thee Stallion doesn't say Nicki Minaj's name, but apparently Nicki knew she was talking about her. Nicki goes on a tweet barrage, a lot of comedy, a lot of slander. Macito and I put on our Chatty Boys uniform. We talked about it a little bit on Saturday. And then Sunday around midnight, because I guess Nicki's team told her, if you put this song out at 3 during 2 NFL championship games, nobody's going to care. She put it out at midnight. Bigfoot drops. I need some takes. I got my takes, but to say the rap snob, do you want to wait, Sim, or do you want to cook first? Because you look confused. Do you need to use the bathroom? I don't know. You seem a little,
Bro, I feel like I heard Nicki just use the bathroom. Like she dropped a big on his fucking record, bro.
Damn.
Like, nigga, you got Ice Spice talking about being a fart. This is a whole turd,
damn it, Sin.
a whole turd. I'm not even gonna lie. Like when the song first started, I was like, oh, okay, she's getting a couple bars in, but then it just descended into like this confusing, like unfocused ranting, changing up fucking voices. At some point, the beat drops out and she's just talking in a weird voice. There's long segments of silence. No. Like, who is this girl? Why is she
Get rid of this guy?
Get rid of this girl. Nah, I'm not gonna do that to her. Because Nicki, it's well known. I'm not the biggest Nicki fan, but Nicki is an elite rapper, elite MC. And I respect what she's been doing recently. Like that record that she has, that Everybody record with the Jersey, the Jersey Club sample.
Yeah, fire.
A lot of people hate that song because it's following a certain trend, but the way that she flipped it is crazy to me. And this is my gripe with what she did on this diss track is that I know Nicki can be clever. You know what I mean? She didn't just do that trendy that trendy sample and just bullshit over it. You know what I mean? She sprinkled wordplay in there. You know what I mean? The part where the sample says body, the way that she cleverly changes up what that word means.
Yeah, she could
putting other words next to it. You know what I mean? Like the Vince Lum body. You know what I mean? She's very clever. So when I hear a diss track drop this weekend from Nicki, I'm expecting clever Nicki. I'm not expecting this. I mean, I don't want to libel her, but like a lot of people have been saying she's on on some type of bender over the weekend using certain powderous substances. I don't know. That's what people are saying. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what we're saying. But the end result with this song that dropped, this diss track, it sounds like she was not in her right state of mind, and nobody on her team was willing to tell her, look, Nicki, just settle down, clear your head, give it a day or two, record something better. She just have a whole bunch of yes people around her and was like, yo, that's fire, put it out. Bro, it was all right, hold on. It's not good. It's not good, bro. And
I'm not here to shoot
better out of Nicki.
I'm not here to shoot bail. I'm not here to shoot bail at all. All I would say is based on what we heard and what we assume people believe Nicki does in her private time. Who is going to tell her no? That's all I'm asking.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Big Zoo, get in there, Big Zoo. Tell her that was not the move, dog.
This is a situation where we know what she's capable of. We know she can do better.
Mm-hmm.
This was not it.
Not it.
This was not what we expected out of Nicki Minaj.
This is your type of party, good brother.
Yo, the sum of all its parts, man. That's the problem, man. The one-liners though, clever as fuck. There was some really good one-liners in here, man. It's just the overall stew is just trash, though. She put good veggies in. You know what I'm saying? She put choice cuts in. But when she stirred it and it was all done at the end, it just didn't come out right. But man, there was some bars in there, man.
Mm-hmm. Like Danny looking for him.
I am. The all you got all the Grammys, but your flow still a no. Future made you pay. You want to party with your baby while rubbing on toys too. Pay. There was a lot of shit. It was too much focus on the mom, though. I thought, man, like you doing a lot on the dead moms. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? You had a couple, but with the whole party, you know, she lied. She did lie because we know they was clapping them yams. So you kind of did lie on your moms. You know, she could have just kept it with that. And just left it, but like she really went in for the moms, man. The G-Eazy bars, the money back. Like there's a lot of shit we know. Meg, I hear you, but you can't make being a whole cool. I know you really want to, so I know in your heart. I know
we don't support what Didi said. This is not a Venus versus Mars. If you ladies, if you want to do that type of thing and that's your vibe, we are here for it. We don't support Didi and his team.
I mean, do your thing if you're doing your thing, but don't try to sell me like it's like that's the vibe though. You like get what I'm saying?
You want it to be one way and it's the other way.
Yes, Marlo, straight Marlo, bro. You feel me? Fuck out of here. Like, but as far as Nicki, just like Sin said, man, it feels like a drug-induced rant. It felt like nobody was in the room to say, sis, this might not be the one. The words you're saying are cool, just maybe not on this beat, maybe not in this structure. To me, this is just the appetizer, though. I'm not gonna hold this against Nicki because I personally feel she is the best female rapper to touch a mic at this point in her career. I also feel like big New York energy, so I feel like she is gonna come back. But as a package, this song was mid. It got the streets talking. Don't get me wrong, because it's catty and it's chatty. But as a diss, we're not throwing this up like in top 10 diss records, top 20. Like it's just not that kind of record. It's cute and it's enough to get a conversation started. Now, did she drop something else today? Is that the word?
Nah, not yet.
There's not another
Not
joint.
yet.
She said
We ain't
24 hours.
She said she had 5. We ain't get number 2 yet.
So
Oh,
I
she's going.
think two will be powerful. I just think this is a bitch you gonna bite, and if she
Eminem?
bites, then she said she
Nicki,
got him lined up.
talk to me, bro.
Listen, y'all right. This shit sounded like it was made by somebody that was up for 3 fucking days. Like, I hope the baby was at the babysitter this weekend, cause
Damn,
this shit is crazy,
No,
bro.
leave the
Like,
family out of it.
don't
We don't
I
want to
do
get.
say
it.
this
We
as
don't.
a Nicki
The
fan,
Barbies,
bro.
the Barbies be
Yeah, they'll
active.
cook
We're not
us.
talking
They'll
about
cook
the
us.
family.
Listen, I'm a Nicki fan, you know what I'm saying? So I honestly, I was like, oh, she about to cook her. Like, I stayed up to
Same.
12 waiting for this shit. Then sent it to the chat. I was already listening, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like 12:03. I listen. I was very. This was not it. This was not it in any way, bro. Like, all of it. Like, I seen somebody tweet that this would have hit way harder if she didn't say anything all weekend. Dropped the screenshot of this song about to come up and dropped it at 12. You know what I mean? That would have hit way harder because everything she said in the record, she tweeted, bro,
Yeah,
multiple times. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like if Tupac tweeted at, I fucked your bitch at Notorious B.I.G., you fat motherfucker, hit him up wouldn't have hit the same, bro. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
facts.
Like all them lines, they didn't hit, bro, because honestly, we kind of already knew this about Meg. We knew the list of niggas, like, you know what I mean? Like the whole you smashing your mom's man, that's kind of
Wicked,
crazy, you know what I mean?
That's
wicked,
crazy.
I'm not even going
wicked,
nowhere with that. Like,
wicked, wicked,
so
wicked,
and
wicked.
Nicki's in a dangerous position, right? Because Nicki's known as the better rapper. We know this, you know what I mean? Nicki has the higher legacy. Nicki just put out a hit album. So it was like you kind of had to hit a home run on this one, and this was like a single, bro. Like,
Yeah.
so that's my thing, and it's now like as much as I'm a fan of Nicki and
This
do
shit was an
think that
error,
she's,
bro. This shit
bro,
was a
like.
grounder to shortstop. The
Oof.
shortstop bobbled it,
Oof.
It's
and
pretty mid.
somehow she wound up
Yikes!
on first base, bro.
This
I
shit was a
disagree.
bunt.
This was
I
an
disagree with
error.
both of y'all. I disagree with both of y'all. I ain't gonna lie.
Struck out.
Strikeout.
It was a loud out, like you know how you hit the ball really hard to
Damn.
go right into somebody's glove. That's what it was.
Listen,
She
and
didn't
this
even get
is
on
now the
base.
second time Nicki's done it, because that no frauds when she replied to Remy did not hit neither. You know what I'm saying? It didn't hit
Yeah.
either. So I'm
Maybe
like,
she just don't have it in her. What was a good
this was
diss
like
track
when
that she
Wayne
dropped? What was
replied to Pusha T,
I mean,
bro.
the last time I felt that way was looking at nigga, but that wasn't really like a specific diss track though. But look,
But
Like
she just
here's
yeah.
talking
Stupid
though.
Hoe was a
And,
little
and,
Kim diss.
and here's my thing, like Nicki, her status, her memorable bars, like the way she's looked at in the game, the esteem that she has so much material to craft a diss track that would have buried. Honestly, Nicki, if she wanted to, if she sat down and really put pen to paper and put down the illicit substances for a second, she could craft an incredible,
allegedly.
allegedly, she could craft an incredible response because she has all the accolades and the material to go into a diss track and bury somebody. The fact that this is what she came with, like just the same petty shit that she was saying on Twitter, all chatty
This is
shit too. Like
this is
she should have
almost
kept
like
it music. You know what I
this is
mean?
almost like promo gone bad. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like she probably thought in her mind, if I tweet out all of these salacious things, that when the record dropped, people was just gonna shoot their load like, yes, this is amazing. You know what I mean? But in fact, you stepped on your own joint. Like you got in your own way, in my opinion. Like I'll put it to you like this. This is my takeaway. I listened to it like back to back, right? I see a few people in the chat saying Nicki's not a good rapper or dope. Like I ain't taking y'all seriously. I just wanna see that. I want you to acknowledge that I acknowledge y'all. You know what I mean? That's a terrible take. You can not like Nicki's music and also say she's really good at rapping because she can rap. Like that's not even in question here. But the overall performance, bro. Oh my god! Like if I would have rather read the lyrics because the delivery is ass. It's not what she said. All of it. I was laughing at some of the shit she said.
Facts.
You know what I mean? It was funny as fuck. But what the fuck was going on? I left that record being more afraid of Nicki Minaj the person than Nicki Minaj the rapper. Like, what's going on with you, sis? 40 different voices. You basically a long threat at the end when the beat faded out. Like there was like the British accent, then you was Jamaican, then you was Trinidadian, then you was from Queens. There was no pocket to be found. Like to quote Macito, what's a pocket? It's like it was a lot of different things going on that song that just left me dazed and confused. And I had to beg the question, like after a whole weekend, I asked the same question Sin asked about like, is there a team? Then I had to tell myself, if she is doing what we think she might be doing, then there's nobody that's gonna tell her no, gang. Nobody at all. Like she had a full ISO. She was gonna bug out. She was gonna say whatever she wanted to say, and we were just gonna have to deal with that. Now, again, if you're saying that it's outright whack, you're lying. Because what she said,
yeah, the bars were tough.
Meg can't not respond. But then here's the thing. Now I'm gonna get a little chatty. Now she basically was calling out Meg for being a liar and a treat, right? You know what I mean? If you're a treat, you're a treat. That's your business. I don't care.
Live your life.
But then I saw a photo on Twitter that just showed up. I don't know if it's real or not. With Gucci Mane and Nicki Minaj that just happened to just show up on a timeline today. There's been rumors and innuendo about Nicki's past. So is she prepared for that type of fight? If you want to mudsling as opposed to rapping with a rapper, are you prepared for that? That's my question.
I think it's all about access to information, right? Like when Meg wasn't around for Nicki's dalliances, you know what I mean? Maybe if she got somebody in her ear that was around that could really put her on game. But it's like why Drake quit, right? Because as Pusha T said, he put out the ears to see what I can find out about you in the streets. You know what I mean? Nothing came back, so we just gave up. You know what I mean? So I think I think Meg would have to have, the ear of certain folks. And Nicki, she's burned a lot of bridges, they say, right? So it might be people willing to sell her out. You know what I mean? But I think it's all about if she had the access to that info, she might be able to get it. But apparently Nicki got the access to all of Meg's info, my nigga. Like
this really wasn't even necessary, bro. The blip thing that she did was hilarious enough.
Meg is honestly, as far as an artist goes, with how things are supposed to be handled, Meg is messy as fuck. She needs a better team, a Rock Nation. What y'all doing? Because for Nicki to have all this information, and the thing is, she didn't really shed no new light besides whatever with her moms. We already knew the dudes was clapping them cheeks. We've been knew that. Everyone said Joe Budden was telling us 3 years ago that Meg was outside getting taken down by multiple individuals. And I think he told a story on a pod about one time Trey Songz was on her, and I think her manager had to go get her out of there because she was the artist acting like the groupie as opposed to being a signed artist. That was the story Joe Budden told us, so we already know. But Nicki, though, like honestly, on the one hand, I like the words, but it needs to be said. I'm gonna put it on wax right now. Barbs don't kill me because I'm a barb too. But that was the worst diss song of all time, bro. I'm putting it on wax.
No way.
Because that flow was so ass. It was so ass and all over the place that I gotta say it's the worst. With all the hype and all the circumstance, she put out like 3 different artworks for the single on top of that. Multiple times pushed back. Every tweet was almost a million views, and then you put that out.
I feel like one of the Meek Mill Drake disses got to go up there somehow. This is a hard. I got to think about this, bro.
I just want to know by Meek is right up there, top 5, top 5.
Meek is up there.
We got the Melly Mel diss up there. The Melly Mel diss exists.
This and bad,
you're right. I take it back immediately. I forgot about Melly Mel.
Benzino's past responses to Eminem. There's been a few.
I take it back.
That's tough, Joe.
This is like bottom 3 though. Bottom 3.
Easily. We got a bunch of super chats to get to here. We ain't ignoring it. Trust me. LP joined at the end of the Benny segment. He was saying, "I'm saying, where's the switch up? I feel like he made the music he's made, but the mainstream version. The direction should be clear. The execution." So you just answered your own question, LP. You said, "Where's the switch up? I feel like he made the music he's made, but the mainstream version." There you go.
That mainstream version.
There you go, guy. Hey, come on. 36 Chambers with a super chat says, "Salute. We love LP. Sad to see Nicki lose her mind this weekend. She's one of the greats and could deliver so much better. She needs to put down the pen and take her meds." Wow. Falling from the top hurts. Take her meds. That's a shot.
Oof.
Curtis Black with a super chat. Imagine who would have thought Curtis Black would be chiming in on Nicki Minaj stuff, but straight up,
CB.
Nicki is fucking up the borough of Queens' legacy. That's a stretch. This is a damn shame. From running from Remy to this, damn. She did kind of duck the Remy fade. Yeah, and I love Nicki, but you ain't. Yeah, you ducked the fade. 36 Chambers with another super chat says the Megan's Law bar on his was harder than Nicki's whole track, and that makes me feel like in 2024 she doesn't have the sauce anymore. Unhinged. I don't agree with that. I think all of written on paper, all of Nicki's bars are better than Megan's bars, but it just wasn't delivered right.
And she don't have the sauce. She just dropped the album, bro. Yeah, she got the sauce.
Remember what I said earlier in the episode about people letting their feelings get in the way of the facts? You know what I'm saying? If you're not really doing the science and knowing what's going on, you think Nicki's toast-eyed. Nicki don't really have to say nothing to Meg. Nicki's cooking right now. Mad Max in the super chat says talking about Megan's Law for a free beat, you can hit Megan Raw. If you're a ghostwriter, come party. And Megan Jaws was tough. She started off good. I don't know what happened. She was cooking.
That was tough. She started off tough. I thought I was in for a ride, bro. Pause.
That Haiti with the straw. she was going in, bro.
Another interesting. Was you about to get into another super job?
No.
Another interesting thing about just like rap beef in 2024 is that, like, think about back in the day, like niggas love that Pac recorded 20 diss tracks to Bad Boy, right? Niggas love when 50 went crazy on Murder Inc. Niggas love when D Block in turn went crazy on 50, but somewhere in the 2010s, like dropping your bar and acting unbothered became the way to win. Like you seen Drake and Joe Budden. Niggas hated that Joe Budden dropped 5 diss tracks to Drake. You know what I mean? And now Nicki been up all weekend going crazy on Meg. You know what I mean? Niggas is like, damn, that one bar hit you that hard. You know, at one point, niggas would have loved somebody to just be relentless going at their opponent. You know what I mean? But niggas nowadays, you got to seem like the cool nigga. Like, all right, I said my piece. It's over. You know what I mean? So it's interesting just how niggas
go ahead, sir, because I got a ball for that too.
You know what I mean? Niggas say, yo, Biggie, why Biggie never went at Pac? You know what I mean? Niggas act like Biggie was crazy for that. But now that's the way to go. You know what I mean? It's just, it's interesting how people perceive it.
I think it depends on who you talk to. I definitely have talked to people that were like, nah, Biggie ultimately had love for Pac. He didn't want to, get into that back and forth.
Biggie took his shots. We're not buying that.
Yeah. No, he took his shots, but he didn't want to get into the whole thing. I don't know about you guys, but like, I definitely look at Pac a little crazy back in the day, because I was like, God damn, why you was going at Biggie, now you're going to Nas, now you're going to Mobb Deep, now you're going at like.
Then you were living in the middle of New York City at the time.
But no,
your favorite rappers, bro. I'm talking about
that's not the point he's making. Let him talk. Don't do that, son. He's making a good ass point right now.
Even that aside, it was like where did shit go wrong for Pac mentally that like he started like raving and ranting at everybody and their mother like for no reason at all. You know what I mean? So like, nah, I definitely, I know I felt that way. I know I've definitely talked to people that was like, yo, Pac was really wilding back in the day. Like, I don't know what the fuck was wrong with him. Maybe he was bipolar. Maybe he needed meds. Those conversations exist, bro.
Pac ultimately got more famous for that type of behavior, though.
Pac did a thing that most people who understand the art of war do. If you could control the narrative, it don't matter what the facts are. And the way he handled that, Big would have had to have dropped like hit him up, multiply by 5,000 to win. Yeah. Even if Big was nicer, I don't think he would have been able to win. Let's say they both live, nothing happens, whatever happens. I don't think he wins the perception argument. I think no matter what Big said, he would have lost because Pac was so loud and just at the time. You know what I mean?
Boisterous, yeah.
I got a question for the table that Nicki is showing now, and we all clown at her for.
But the people don't love Nicki the way they love Pac. That's true. You know what I mean?
I mean that's a good point.
Yeah.
And Nicki, I mean, look at the elephant in the room. Nicki's a woman. Like, if a woman does that, like the perception of it is going to be a completely different story.
That's why I dropped the Joe Budden Drake point. You know what I mean?
There you go.
You know, niggas was like, Joe's a bozo. What'd you care so much about Drake for? He said
5 records.
Right. They say Drake won.
But I think because I think the perception was Budden and Drake weren't really in the same
the
same area. You know what I mean? They wasn't in the same ring. You know what I mean? So it's like Big and Pac was Big and Pac like that. You know that's a main event. You know, throwing blows in the middle of the ring. They're in the same ring together. These guys are in completely different weight classes.
Joe Buttons had to kind of throw up to the clouds to get
you know what I mean?
Mark, what are you talking about? What does New York bias got to do with this conversation? Why niggas always jumping on New York? Like, God damn, we can't say nothing without niggas screaming New York bias. Like, what are you talking about? But let me ask y'all this now before we go on to the next topic. You know, this first topic has been crazy. His drops on Friday. I checked her YouTube stats about 2 hours ago. 5.8 million views. I don't know how much of those were bought or not, but this whole thing with Nicki just seems like it just airdropped out of nowhere. Is this a rollout? Like, what's the story here? Where did this come from?
I think
if it wasn't,
I think on Meg's side is for sure a rollout. Meg's side, like, you know what I mean. Nothing been working for Meg at all. If y'all really watching since like WAP, Meg all her shit's been flopping. All her songs. That Cobra shit ain't make no noise. So I think her team definitely said we about to poke the bear for this one because now she's about to get a top 10 record.
Flop.
Bongos. Nobody gave a fuck about that a week after it dropped.
If
that body yachty shit. Nobody's fucking with none of that shit. You know what I mean? But Meg, I think they say she about to go top 10 this week, right?
Bro.
Off of his.
She might.
So
I'm wondering.
Definitely was a rollout on that side.
I'm very skeptical because the way she didn't really say nothing that if you are a casual listener, there's nothing in them raps that would make you think she was talking to Nicki. A lot of people was like
Megan's Law bar though.
You know what I mean?
Megan's Law bar, man.
Megan's Law bar. Like,
that was tough, bro. Like that's definitely Nicki.
That's a smoking gun right there.
Fair play. So no rollout. This is real smoke.
Definitely a rollout, bro. She not gonna waste all this publicity for
nothing.
I'm talking about as a collective, Nicki and
I'm thinking specifically Meg, and then Nicki just fell for the trap, bro.
Nicki's like 50. You know what this situation is similar to? When Ross used 50 as a rollout for Deeper Than Rap. He said that one line about 50. 50 went crazy. 5, 6 diss records, pimping Curly, all that. Basically promoted Ross for him. You know what I'm saying? I think Nicki's one of those people that you know they're gonna go crazy if you say something to them, and you can in turn use that for your own momentum.
Okay, all right. Let's keep it the rap beef. We won't spend too much time on this because it's old hat. But I got a bar that I'm gonna say, but I want to hear from Sin and Dini since Mason and I kind of touched on it over the weekend. But then Benzino dropped his response as was anticipated. So say the rap snob, Benzino and Eminem chapter 1,000,002. What's going on here, and why are they rapping at each other again? Like, what did I miss? Because I'm living under.
You know what I really need? I need for Drake to have another illegitimate child with another porn star and hide it all over again, so Pusha T can come back and expose another hidden child to make diss tracks great again. Because like diss tracks have been trash since fucking Adidon. Like I don't know what, and like it's all culminated into this fucking weekend. I'm so upset that I'm actually listening and looking at this Benzino diss. Like this might be the best one out of the whole weekend, and it's not even good. It's just like the best one by default. Benzino and Eminem, like I don't know why this has come back up. I don't know why Eminem decided to take shots at Benzino all over again on that Lyrical Lemonade track. I was not feeling that track. I was not feeling Eminem's flow. The bars were subpar. People are gonna, call me an Eminem hater. I don't care. Eminem's been trash for like 15 years. And
dislike. Bro,
I don't care. And now Benzino comes in and responds to it like, I don't need this. Look, when Dini dropped it in the group chat, like I was about to ignore the fuck out of that shit. I was like, I don't want to hear this. But then I was like, oh shit, we got a lot to do today. Let me just, hear for scientific purposes and whatnot. And and it wasn't bad. I mean, I guess considering that it's Benzino, I wasn't expecting anything. So when I heard something at least halfway decent and some bars that actually landed, you know what I mean? He talked about how Eminem has he has a history of dissing like pop stars and not ever, actually going at anybody that he should be facing as a rap counterpart. So those bars kind of landed. The second half of it definitely like goes a little off the edge. But the first half was kind of alright, and compared to the Nicki shit, compared to the Eminem shit, that Eminem calling people twerps, like the middle-aged white guy that he is, like this wasn't that bad, bro. Like it wasn't that bad. It was by default.
Sin. I wouldn't even have sent it if I thought it was gonna be what it was, bro. I listened to it and I said I was shocked. I was like, whoever assisted him writing this should get a pat on the. Nah, bro. Like I don't. You said it. You surmised it perfectly. It's not even like it's really that good. It's just that all these years of listening to Benzino do what he does compared to this record, this shit almost sounds like a highlight. And pause, he was getting that ass a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of cooking. So I don't even know what to say about this. If you told me that in 2024 Benzino slicing up M on the track would be in the cards, bro, I'd have laughed at you twice. You know what I'm saying? But apparently it's in the cards. It's not a bad diss, and it is the best diss from this weekend. Sadly.
Mesito, you got anything to add to this, bro?
It's a bad diss, bro. Like, come on now. Like, I'm gonna just say this: the diss tracks deserved each other. This was a weekend of garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like, hearing from y'all saying them bars landed sounds crazy to me. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like, maybe we judging Benzino on a curve. You know what I mean? Special Olympics timing, like. But listen, man, I'm not here to pretend like that shit was anything, my nigga. Like that shit was garbage, bro.
If you used to pork and beans and you get a McDonald's double cheeseburger, bro, it's a steak, my nigga. It's a steak, dog. Come on, bro. We're not doing that.
Man,
on a drunken night garbage, too, McDonald's hitting heavy.
Listen, bro, now that we have the gold standard of Eminem diss tracks. That is MGK. You know what I'm saying? That's the gold standard. This ain't even bronze on an MGK scale. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't fucking with it, bro. Like,
might be the hardest bars I've ever heard from Benzino.
The proof bar went off. I guess the proof bar went off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was heavy.
I guess. You know what
Violated.
I mean? I guess. You know, like.
I mean, I don't even want to spend too much more time on this. I'm gonna just say it like this: the fact that we got to talk about Benzino and Eminem in 2024, when Eminem fans seem to act confused as to why we said he didn't get in the ring with Game. He did respond to the Game, like not a throwaway bar because you don't think Game is worthy. The fact that you've consistently had more time for people who are simply not good enough to box with you. Their arms are too short. We know that. You know that as an Eminem fan. So to even wonder why we're here puzzling ourselves and getting confused, look at Drake. As bad as people talk about Drake and hip hop, Drake has consistently gotten in the ring with people. He's gotten in the ring with people that people feel like he had no shot against.
MCs.
And real MCs. He's not dissing Rihanna. Maybe he did. I'm lying. He has dissed Rihanna. But what I'm saying is he didn't make a career out of dissing female contemporaries or pop stars. He might have scrapped at Chris Brown, but he also had a verbal tiff with Pusha T. He scrapped with Jay-Z. He's been throwing darts at Hov since he came in, threw darts at me, threw darts at Common. All we're asking Eminem to do is to do what Drake did. Yeah, have your fun and throw your darts at the pop stars. But then really, what's the notable Eminem rap beef? Who's the person that he did whole diss songs against that we really have to sit down and be like, yo, that was a great battle? MGK? MGK is your notable battle?
MGK and Cannabis, bro.
Cannabis.
Yeah, that was a little. This
was like
This was a goodie. The
Cannabis. This is
right.
All of our legends,
just dropped on the scene. Cannabis. This was washed up Cannabis.
Before the pen in the pad.
And you think about it, everybody who's in your put it this way, there's a general top 5 that floats around in rap with some of the similar names. All of those guys that we're talking about in that 5 that are those similar names, they've all had notable squabbles with really elite people that you could even argue that they might not have won. Shit, even if it wasn't all wax, Wu-Tang and Big got into it. What are we talking about? Ho was scrapping with Prodigy and Nas at the same time. D-Block versus Rockefeller.
Heavy.
D-Block versus Hov directly. Beanie Siegel with his Philly beats. I think he was beefing with Philly Most Wanted at a certain point. Or he was beefing with Gilly at a certain point. Even in the South.
50 versus the world.
50 versus the world. Even in the South, you had squabbles. Was it everybody who's been a good look? Ludacris and T.I. was getting into it at a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
The only person who's not on that list of notable entries in this conversation is Eminem. You can't dispute that. You can't call us haters. This is what we're talking about. But Britney Spears got more bars. He's dissed Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Benzino,
Mariah Carey,
NSYNC, Mariah Carey. Come on,
Nick Cannon.
I forgot about Nick Cannon.
Not only that, like, no, Cook Job. You do your.
Nah, I'm Gucci. Go ahead, bro.
I'm saying not only that, like these niggas, all of the niggas in the list have dissed each other. Like that top 5, Biggie was dissing Nas and Pac at the same time. Pac was dissing Nas, Big, and Jay at the same time.
Come on,
you know what I
bro.
mean? Jay was beefing with Pac from the grave, nigga. Like all these niggas, everybody literally on the list, just like you said, Ghostface's shots. You know what I mean? It's everybody literally on the top 10 have scrapped with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like when you meet niggas at the top of the game, you eventually we knew they was gonna go at each other, right? So it's like the fact that we don't even have. Do we have a B+ lyricist? He's going with.
I don't even know, bro.
Even a C+.
Ja Rule.
And then somebody said that Drake don't want it with Cole and Kendrick. Drake and Cole been beefing for years. What are you talking about?
Even the new generation, bro.
Man, listen.
And this is what begs the question: like, how did he, how did he end up getting that crown from his fans and certain audiences? I
don't feel like doing that tonight. I don't want to do it tonight.
When he's never been battle tested, you know what I mean? all the greats have been battle tested. They've gone at other rappers. They've gone at each other. You know what I mean? Like that's just a rite of passage in the game. Who has Eminem gone at to be?
Somebody said
the way he's crowned.
Somebody said he went at it with Joe Budden, but if memory serves me correctly, he lost.
Yeah.
Nah, Joe had retired by then.
Didn't Joe respond back
on the podcast?
Oh, that's right. So that don't even count then.
So Joe Budden was retired. What are y'all talking about, Joe Budden?
Wow. Anyway, we got.
Come on, y'all know Joe Budden would have sent 10 songs back at Eminem, bro. Like, let's be
honest.
We got a few
super chats. We got a few super chats to get to. 36 Chambers, super chat MVP today, moving Jermaine Johnson out the way. Nicki's track wasn't it though. Since Megan has been proud of all that. Okay, you can't throw shots on a diss track that someone is already owning. Calling Meg a whole 40 times ain't it? Meg been owning that. Fair play. Lex Diesel with a super chat says Nicki is dope, but I'm not surprised that her diss record is weak. She doesn't have a good response for Remy. You right? Firebird Phoenix with the super chat says, gentlemen, salute. Job, that's love on a shout out saying I'm shopping again for sure. Bro, I don't really chime in, but I'll be listening and learning shit. But my love affair with music continues. Keep killing it. Firebird, your hat is on the way. Check for that. Should be here, be to you by like maybe Thursday, but it's in transit. Let's move on though. You know, we've been running a little long, you know. Usually we out of here by now, but we started late. Bloodstained Suede 2 dropped this Friday amongst all the noise. Friend of the show, I Am God MC himself, dropped the follow-up to, you know, a really fire project. You know, I came away like, because, you know, like we always tell a story when an artist reaches out to us and say, yo, we'll be like, oh, this nigga probably whack. That's just how we default. I Am God is the antithesis, in fact, the opposite of whack. This guy rhymes at a high level. And I feel like if y'all haven't tapped in yet, y'all watch the show and we really try to put on for the nice niggas. Go to we did our lunch hour on Friday with the Benny the Butcher reaction. Both links are in the description. Go run those links up right now because it's a really fire project. Early album of the year candidate for Job. And I don't even talk like that. But for me, the key takeaway from this, and I'm gonna be selfish before I pass it over to Sen, is that when we did part 1 and we reacted to it, never has a person taken criticism so constructively. Literally everything we talked about from my vantage point, he did on this project. The flow is a little bit different. The pocket is a little bit different. There's a little more diversity. The subject matter has expanded. The sonics, I mean, he's talking to the ladies on top of that. But the thing for me was, I felt like he was flowing the same on every song in Bloodstained Suede 2. My man is, I don't know if the pen got sharper pause, but he's cooking. Carbon monoxide all rip. Shout out to Rim. Like the sparring. That's how we start in the track 2. That's how, like,
shout out to Green Slime.
Listen, and what I like about it is he didn't waste time throwing away features. Everybody who had a verse on this project knew that they had to come to rap. I do have a gripe though, fellas. And it's, sorry, I'm God. You know what I mean? Between track 6 and track 7, if you down, go into unhappy home. I personally didn't like that transition. I felt like maybe I would have probably went with must go on. I would have swapped roles with that situation. I just felt like after you talked to the ladies, you smoothed it out. It was almost like a break in the action with the interludes at the front end and at the back end. I just felt like the vibe of Unhappy Home just didn't fit after just doing what he did with the track before. But beyond that, keeping a soul vibe, keeping a funk vibe. It's essentially a concept project within itself. I really love this project, bro. Like, I wish more rappers would make music like this. Like when we was talking about Benny the whole time, I Am God dropped the best album this weekend to me. But to say the rap snob, chime in, bro.
Yo, this is like you said, it's a fire project, man. Chicago's in good hands. You know what I mean? You got the legacy of Twista, Kanye, Common, Lupe. I Am God is next. I Am God is next from Chicago, man. Like the city's in good hands. Um, Project is fire. As I said in the interview, "Hustlers and Survivors," one of my favorite songs, one of the realest songs I've heard in a minute. And to me, this is what separates I Am God from a lot of artists and rappers out there and MCs, is that he's not afraid to be himself and fully himself and sort of let go of the facade. As a rapper, you know what I mean? You got to be on your tough guy braggadocio. You got to, poke your chest out. I mean, he does all of that, you know what I mean? Naturally. But every now and then I appreciate when a rapper just kind of like, you know what I mean, just sheds the exterior for a second, you know what I mean? And really sort of lets you into like what's really going on in his mind, what he's thinking on a day-to-day basis in like real life, not necessarily always having to project an image, but like really just letting go of that image for a second and being like, yo, this is what my real life looks like, man. It's not all glitz and glamour. It's not all, everything that you think it is. Like this is a grind, like this is real life. And I love that about him. He's one of the most honest, earnest rappers I've heard in a long time. And it's not just about that, because you add the fact that he's dog nice to that, it's a winning combination, man. Also, just to piggyback a little bit off of what Job said earlier, how he's also open to not necessarily critique, but like direction. You know what I mean? Like after Bloodstained Suede won, I I don't remember who it was. It might have been me. It might have been somebody else. But I think one of us might have been me. Said, "Yo, I would really like if he would try like a chill, like almost West Coast kind of vibe, like something you could just like kind of ride to, not too overly ball heavy, but just something relaxing that you can vibe out to on some Cali shit." And when I heard track 4, whole nother level with Vic Spencer, man, listen, that shit is so fucking smooth. Like as soon as I heard that, I was like, yo, I need to go to Cali right now, and you know what I mean, just lay out on the beach and have this shit on repeat, because that shit was smooth as hell, man.
Whole nother
Um,
level. Yeah, that shit
Mhm.
goes.
yeah,
Shout
man.
out to
So
Vic.
salute to you, I Am God. You one of them ones, bro, for real.
Mesito.
I really enjoyed it too, and the album, it did get better there over the weekend. A couple of things that I wanted to mention. I actually disagree with you, Joe, about I feel like he actually did a way better job with the sequencing on this album.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, the first Bloodstained Suede one, like all of the longer songs came towards the end. You know what I mean? And it kind of
Mm.
threw me off. So I think he did a better job, with the song sequence on this one. Obviously, I spoke about when we reviewed the first one, the type of rapper that I Am God is, I just appreciate in general. You know what I mean? Being able to drop the game, being able to drop the gems. Not on a preachy vibe though, you know what I mean? So he continued that. He spoke about Dialogue of Living Men too. That's, to me, that's probably the best track on here. You know what I mean? Just like you say, it even like when you even break it down to tonality, right? And I think this is why I really enjoy listening to him as well. Like the East Coast style lyricism he delivers, East Coast rappers usually have high voices, almost annoying. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to hear somebody with the vocal range of closer to a Midwest sound, the deeper voice, the drawl, but with East Coast lyricism, it provides like kind of an experience that the listener doesn't really usually get. You know what I'm saying? You usually hear somebody with his voice rapping a certain way. You know what I mean? So I think that's another reason why just the general listen of the album is an enjoyable experience. But I feel like he definitely raised his level on here. You know what I mean? Bloodstained Suede 2. I still need a little while because the first one went crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I still need a little while to say if it's the best. I'm not just going to erase Bloodstained Suede 1 like it ain't nothing like that. But I'm enjoying the album. Clipto's doing his thing. I like to actually see what Clipto's doing with other people as well because he's doing his thing. But I Am God. You know what I mean? I appreciated the album. If we going with I Am God, I'm going with him too. You know what I mean? We going with Benny. We going with
Oh,
I Am God.
that's not even a question. We there. We
You know
already
what I
here. We
mean?
in
We
Chicago
there,
right
man.
now.
I'm going.
We're
You know what I
already
mean?
there,
You
man.
know what I mean? Just in case that was the question. But good
Demon, your
job, fellas.
critiques.
Good job.
To me, I Am God's just like a superb basketball player. Everything is there. There's not nothing out the bag. The fadeaway is there, right, left, turn around, spin over the shoulder, cross. Everything is there, and I feel like he actually let that be known for sure on this album. There was that whole nother level joint with Vic Spence, man. That 70s groove, that pimpalicious vibe with that 70s tonality. I love shit like that. So that was like right up my alley. Mace called it. Dialogue of Living Men 2 is my favorite track on the album, and that was my favorite track of Bloodstained Suede 1. You know what I'm saying? Dialogue of Living Man Part 1. Unhappy Home. Again, like Mace said, I disagree. I thought Unhappy Home right after, if it go down, that transition from like fucking on these hoes to like mom issues. I just thought that worked. I just thought it worked. Me personally, just like that blend. If you're down, I'm ready. You got one, bro. Every nigga needs a song like this. You need something that you can speak to the ladies in tunely. You know what I'm saying? Where they can like, oh, this nigga was talking. You got that, my brother. Like, I feel like what Jarv said for the last project, like all the beats that he might have skipped, I feel like those beats were caught on this project.
It was abusive. The pocket work on this project was immaculate. Everybody
the
involved,
flow,
honestly.
the double time flow is there. The storytelling on is the tracks 6 through 9, just bar work. If you want to be barred to death, I Am God is the man you speak to, and it's just
but he's not boring you. That's the thing. That's
not at all.
You get some bars and then just be like, all right, enough already. Like this is
the
fire.
shit with Rufus Sims was fire too. Must not know. It's really the album of the week. It's really the album of the weekend. You miss no steps, my brother. You get what I'm saying? I love part 1, but part 2 hits different. It really is. Might be the nicest, like not major label nigga that's out right now. Like bar for bar, there's not a lot of niggas fucking with this kid, bro. There really isn't.
That's how I praise it. You know, it's funny. You know, we praising him. So let's bring him on here. I Am God. Yeah, what's going on?
I am God.
What's the deal?
What's up, black man?
A quick pivot. But I figured since we was talking so highly about you and people tuned in on Friday and they locked in. Usually our guests, when we have guests on the show, people run away, but they stuck around and they were very intrigued by you. And they had a question in particular as far as what does your name mean? I am God, God MC. Like what do you mean by that? Was a question that we had in the chat.
So I Am God is some lifestyle shit, bro. It's not just a rap name. It was certain key elements to why I chose that because the name before I Am God was actually T to God. You know what I'm saying? My government first name started with T, so T to God. But God was always GAWD, getting ahead without devolving. So I Am God was actually a hashtag that I use along with Chicago Never Forget How to Rap, no mediocre, no bars off, all that shit. So, you know, when I was trying to get the name trademark, like I discovered it was another T to God, TDAGOD. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn. So the lawyer was like, I would stay away from that if I was you for future, you know what I'm saying, to avoid future issues, legalities and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right. So I went back to the drawing board and then I just was looking at my Twitter profile one day and I'm like, this hashtag I Am God, like that shit is, it sounds powerful, you know what I'm saying, to get motherfuckers talking. It's controversial, but it actually means something at the end of the day. So long story short, when you break down I am God, it translates into I am getting ahead without devolving. And for those,
Okay.
I'm not really a religious dude myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm more spiritual than religious. But for those who are religious, and you know, because I had conversations with people before, you know, they not feeling it due to their
Right.
religion. If you look in a good book, it say, you know what I'm saying, we are made in his image. You know what I'm saying? So you can pray all you want, but if you don't get up and put actual action into those prayers, ain't shit falling from the sky but hail, snow, and rain. So in that sense, we are, you know what I'm saying, the creators of our own destiny. So I am God. I am getting ahead without devolving.
There you go. That
Fire.
listen, Bloodstained Suede 2 is fire. We just wanted you to come on here to let people know a little bit more about you. The interview was tough. If you haven't checked out that interview by now, please lock in. It was a good time. And the music represents the character 120%. This is a good dude, and he's on the come up. You know, he said he's on the incline. That's the word we're gonna use in 2024. He's on the incline.
Incline.
You know what I
On my
mean? I am
soul.
Bloodstained Suede 2 is out right now. Listen, if you love rap and our audience loves rap, and you didn't go run those numbers up, you're playing yourself. Any
Facts.
real quick, any target date on the visual for that record? You know, for the ladies.
Nah, no target date for none of the visuals right now. I got some cooked up. I'm waiting on some editing to get done. I haven't even started shooting the one for the ladies yet. So we looking at that probably around like, you know what I'm saying, get that with another month or so. You know what I'm
When the
saying?
weather
We'll have
turns
that
just a
one
little
ready.
bit.
Yes, sir. Yes,
My
sir.
God, I am God. We appreciate you. The quick check-in, bro. We'll talk to you soon.
Fire
Absolutely. Much
project,
love.
bro.
Yes,
Love y'all,
sir.
fellas.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Love, bro.
All right, last but not least, before we get up out of here, you know, we don't got to spend too much time on this one either, but you know, it's Kanye, you know, it's Sincere Man's, you know what I mean? He bugs out on TMZ. He snatches a young lady's phone who's of the opposite race, so you know how that's going to be perceived in the public. Consider rap snob, the prodigal son is a gift that continues to always give. You saw this video, you saw how it played out. What did you have to say about that?
I was ready to be upset with my guy again. Like, bro, you wind up on TMZ for wilding out again in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, man, I heard what he was telling homegirl, and I was like, yo, Kanye is really spitting right now. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, yo, like he really talking some real shit right now. He was like, yo, like you know, you being mad disrespectful. Like, what if I was following you with the camera? Like, who, like, you know what I mean? Like, he was flipping the tables in a way where I was like, I kind of respected it because it's like, on the one side, I understand that, like, yeah, Kanye absolutely feeds off of this machine, but also the machine was there before Kanye. You know what I mean? If anybody's going to be mad at Kanye, he has some accountability, but we also got to look at the machine and hold the machine accountable. You know what I mean, this machine, they created Kanye. They feed off each other like a symbiotic relationship. You know what I mean? And so, like, to have this moment where Kanye is like, yo, like, I've really had enough. Like, y'all really disrespecting me. Y'all disrespecting my family. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, why do you keep doing this? Like, how is this your profession? Like, you ain't got nothing better to do. Like I kind of felt it on some level. You know what I mean? It's still Kanye, so he was, you know, he wilded out a little too extra. He put a little too much extra sauce on it, but like I kind of felt what he was saying. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna throw him some bail on this
one. Okay. Dini.
I felt him too, but I was like, this nigga just ain't see Jonathan Majors. Black man snatched his own goddamn phone from a white drink, went through hell. You snatching white bitches' phones now? What we doing out here? But other than that, man, I feel like Kanye did what a lot of celebrities want to do in real life. They just don't have the balls. You know what I'm saying? They just snatch someone's phone, recording them. You know, and she actually sat there and took it. You get what I'm saying? I swore she was gonna be like, he took my phone, and had the authorities on the scene, but nah, she actually accepted the little diatribe, you know. And do I think it's gonna change anything about that lady? Absolutely not. You know, I think she may not run up on Kanye West the same way next time, but I do feel him. I do feel like there's a level where you just reach and you're just like, all right, this is enough. What she asked the nigga if his wife has free will or some shit? Like, come on, my nigga. You ask so a white lady asking a black, am I slaving white drinks? This is what we're doing, bro. You know what I'm saying? In 2024, I just thought the whole thing was just ass backwards. I thought Shorty was disrespectful. And I just hope Kanye ain't have to go through it for what he did. Because once he snatched the phone, man, I almost dropped my phone like, Meg ain't good, ain't going to be there for Kanye. So we don't know what's going on.
Well, talk to me, Mace. I know what I want to say, but I want to hear from Mace first.
Listen, man. What I thought about it, I listen. It's like when you know how for the wrestling fans, when by the time John Cena or Hulk Hogan was washed up, they had about like 4 moves in they set. Leg
Mhm.
drop, big bull. That's Kanye, man. Like for the rollout for this album, he done did the live concert like Donda. He attacking paparazzi like 808s days. You know what I mean? He got his wife walking around like the easiest days with no clothes on. Like I seen these moves, yeah. I'm gonna need something, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna need more, bro. Every move in this move set I've seen a million times with Kanye. So I got a good laugh out of it, you know what I mean? What's your first and last name and address? You know what I mean? I laughed at it and then I kept
You
it
work for
pushing,
me
man.
now.
Kanye, I get back to the drawing board, Kanye.
Look, it's my first thought is Kanye know what tree to climb because some young black girl ask that same question and he snatches her phone, she would have popped on him. It would have been a whole different outcome. She'd have snuffed Kanye. Kanye would have got beat up. You know what I mean? That's the first thing. The second thing is just like I'm on my Stephen A. Yay. I'm here to tell you, we don't care. You got your black mask on, the leather, all season you rocking the same outfit, bro. You got your wife walking barefoot with nipple cover bra on, like Bailey. The bra was so ridiculous that we had women on the internet talking about how big their areolas were because they wouldn't be able to wear what Kanye's wife wore. That's the conversations that's being had around them. Of course, this woman would ask you if you respect your wife. You know what I'm saying? You walked into that one, yeah. Honestly, bro, I got no bail for Ye. Like he made points. He did make points, but considering how his wife has been displayed to the public, it was a fair question. And if it was a black girl, he wasn't snatching that phone. And if he did snatch the phone, he would have got duffed. And that's all I got to say about that. You know what I mean? We could end this live right here. We got some loser in the comments screaming Eminem. This is like, I don't know who you are, bro. We want Eminem. No, we don't. We talked about Eminem 2 segments ago. I don't know where you were, Eduardo or Eduarda, but we talked about Eminem already. And in fact, we're wrapping up right now. Oh, look, Born Gifted. Please stop. Thank you, Born Gifted. We love that. Thank you, sir. But anyway, this was a fun episode. You know, we cooked up. The super chats delivered yet again.
Shout out to y'all.
On your way out, make sure you hit the like button. You know, hit that subscribe button. And if you missed the live chat, don't forget to leave the comments. And if your comment is fire enough, you'll be featured on the next mailbag segment. You know how we do. Dini the Balance, take us home, bro.
Yo, salute to the brother. I am God on the check-in. Salute to the chat for fucking with us from the day 1s to the year 5s. Salute to Macito, Joff, the point guard. Sincere the Raps. Now I'm Dean the Balance of the Force. And it's the Monday Night Raw. Pause. The Rap Roundtable. We out of here. You dig?
Yes.
Boom.
Oh, man.